Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very fun and wild video for you guys. This is my Banlist prediction slash one list. So I have discussed with friends, with other players on my Facebook page, and I have made quite a big list. It's going to be one wild adventure. I'm not expecting everything on this list to be the same way Konami sees it. Um, and it's just too big to be 100% true, but I'm pretty sure that I got a couple of things right. So, yeah, I have been playing competitive for over 6 years now, and I've seen quite a lot of ban lists, and I kind of know how Konami usually bans the decks. It's all dependent on how long has the deck been around, how does it perform on YCSs and locals, etc. And of course, like everyone knows what the two decks are that are great right now. It's the Eltlick deck and it's the Adamant Scepter deck. And while both decks are insanely strong and they definitely need to be nerfed, the decks just released. And one thing that Konami never does is destroy a deck after release. Minus Pepe maybe, but even that was still alive after the ban list. So what they're going to ban cards around that archetype that are helping its engine. Like the Synchro engine, of course, we all know it's broken. I'm not saying Needle Fiber will get banned because it's also just too new, but cards around it will be hit. Konami also likes to look to the future. After we hit these decks and still leave them playable, what will be left? Will other decks emerge again? Decks like Salomon Great, which I definitely did address on this list to just hinder consistency a little bit. Just to, tap it, slap it on the wrists, and say, you cannot just go wild now. So there's going to be a lot of really interesting things here. And it's just right. I've put on so many cards here. It's going to be insane. I will explain everything. There are a lot of things that are connected as well, which I will come back on later. But yeah, let's head into the list. And the very first card, Forbidden. This is alphabetical order, the same order the Banlist does it. It's Block Dragon. This deck is played in two decks that are scary. It's Adamant Scepter and it's the Megalith Synchro deck. It also, or the Synchro, the Ritual deck. And yeah, let's just be honest. This card is broken. We all know it. I do not even have to explain it. This card is just beyond broken. It's a better Dragon Ruler, and the Dragon Rulers are all banned, except for like the worst, I guess. But this card is just insane. It should have been banned when Gemlight FTK was a thing. It wasn't, and here we are, and it's just reaping havoc everywhere. A lot of people, it's kind of a debate to ban this or not. In my opinion, it's just too strong. Konami really does not like cards like this that are way too strong for such a while. And yeah, if you ban this card, Adamant Scepter still lives. So, in my opinion, this card just can go at this point. Second card is Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This is what I was saying earlier. They will also look into what the decks will go to next. And after, hitting a lot of other cards that I hit on this list, a lot of decks will focus on this combo. Equipping Dragon Buster Destruction Sword to a monster on your field with Union Carrier is just too strong. This is a Vanity's Emptiness kind of scenario, and in my opinion, it's never should have been, in the game. Of course, when they were designing Buster Dragon Destruction Sword cards, they were focusing on their own archetype, and equipping makes sense. But it's just really coincidental that a card like Union Carrier also provides support for like such a generic floodgate in any combo deck. So yeah, this card can definitely just go as a preemptive strike on what the format will be next. Next we have Magnificent Beast Lion. There is no banned Jet Synchron, no banned 001 on this list. And the sole reason for that is if we stop Lion, we stop most of the madness. We stop the entire Aurora play. It's just like Steam the Cloak, summon a token when it leaves the field. It's slightly worse because I don't think Steam is once per turn. But this card is just insane. It's really good, and it's kind of an oversight of the last, ban list where they preemptively had Glow Up Bulb and all that cards. But they just kept this for no reason. This card enables the combos, and banning this will definitely stop the combos without having to adjust a lot after that. So here we have Herald of the Arclight. This is kind of a spicy one. This card is just too good in Adamant Scepters. It helps make an early negation for Nibiru. It also helps the Megalith deck, which is also something that will be played soon, if not late. This card has been a problem for a while, and I also have another spicy unhit on the ban list, which also comes together with Herald being banned. So yeah, this card can just go. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but the more you think about it, trust me, the more it just makes sense, because this card, it just comes up so many times. The Omni Negate is so strong. And here we have another card that should have been banned so long ago through King of All Calamities. This card is insane. Ever since it came out, I was saying it's insane. Everyone was saying it's insane, and here, it's still here. The card is just coming up more and more and more and more, and we keep seeing more and more and more of it in meta decks. And now we have finally reached the point where it's there so consistently. Of course, the entire Synchro combo brings it out, and hitting the Lion already kind of stops decks making this card. But even after that, there are so many decks that can still make this, like Dino, like Murmel, and it's just too strong. Just read this card, and you will definitely understand why it just needs to be banned. And here we have another quite spicy list. It's 1-for-1. I know we all like our one-off power cards, but this card just enables too much. And it's just time to go. There are so many decks where you just activate this, resolve it, and you just win after that. It was Spiral, but of course I am not banning Jet Synchron, so I kind of want to get rid of the ways level 1 monsters are easily summoned, and my limit list... Limits? Am I limit? Limit? The cards that go to one list. We'll also kind of touch up upon this card. Orchestrated Babel, a deck that will definitely return as soon as the big decks are hit, is Orcust. And I am already saying I am unbanning Warpower. It will be going to 1 on my list, but this card needs to be banned. It's just too good. If you kill this card, Orcust is still an amazing deck, but it can be stopped easier, and it doesn't play in your opponent's turn as much as it does now. And honestly, it's just insane. Hitting Babel, it's every problem of the deck. It's still definitely playable. It's still definitely viable. It's just not like, the toxic kind of, you have 3 effects in the graveyard, summon back Timpiers to opponent's turn, IP it away. It's just too much interaction out of one card. The last card in here is Imperial Order. I am 100% sure they will not ban this card, but everyone just says it needs to go, and I agree. This card is just a win button against any spell cards. And, if we kind of hit the Synchro archetype and kind of spoiler the invoked archetype, we do not want Eldlik to be a cancerous control deck playing this card in the main suite. It just has to leave in my version. So onto the limited list. This one is quite long, and I have a lot of things to say about that. First card, Altergeist Menaceek. This deck has just been popping up left and right again. It's, kind of came more competitively viable when Multific went to 1 weirdly, but this is the only card I'm touching off the deck. Just 1 Menaceek, just 1 consistency hit for the deck, I think definitely needs to be addressed. In my honest opinion, I really do not like playing against this deck. I really do not like playing against decks that play so much in my turn, which is definitely something that the Altergeist deck does. And just 1 small consistency hit, the rest of the cards can all stay exactly where they are. Jet Synchron to 1. I am not hitting tuning, I am only hitting Jet Synchron. And the reason is because I do not think that Hulk Fabrax, Needlefiber, whatever you want to call it, needs to go. I think it can stay. We have seen so many things, so many combos already with the card, but I kind of want to see where it goes after we ban the Align card. And I think Jet Synchron can stay at 1, together with tuning as well. And there's another card that I will be limiting to kind of make this a whole picture, and we will come to that later. But yeah, Jet Synchron just to 1, just to hit the consistency of having it, you have 4 copies in the deck, not 6, and if you draw 2 tuning, it's kind of dead, or you have to play other cards. There are so many things that this card at 1 can help you deck build more. It's kind of like Glow Up Bulb when it was at 1. It's just fine at 1, in my opinion, but you just cannot start any dumb stuff anymore. With Tiger to 1, when Lunalight was a thing, it was overpowered and insane. And then it got banned, and then we got Element Scepter, which is just straight up better. It's the truth. It's Lunalight and Element Scepter are roughly the same deck because they just summon so many things. And it's kind of comparable. Making Tiger to 1 definitely brings Lunalight back into the picture. It will not be a huge force to be reckoned with, but it will be certainly really, really good. And I definitely think that this is not the last we should have seen of this deck. So I really hope Tiger goes to 1 because it's fun to play. It's really good. It's kind of fair in a way. You know, of course, when you had 3 Tiger, there was just too much. But I think that 1 Tiger will be just enough for the deck to be in a more fair state and to be able to compete against other decks. And here we have Souls. This is the other card I was talking about. This is kind of a weird one, and let me explain. On itself, Souls already is an insane card. You could just special summon it, it's already an extender, and it also draws cards, which is insane. I'm not saying we should ban drawing cards because, of course, I'm leaving all the pots at 3. But this card combined with Eldritch, which is definitely where the deck will go after you nerf the Synchro deck, moving it to 1 is just a way better place to be. So that's why I banned 1 for 1. That's why Jet Synchron's at 1 as well. Because after this, the deck cannot just go back to 3 tuning, 3 souls, 1 Jet Synchron. No, it only has 1 souls, 1 Jet Synchron. Meaning that if you play 3 tuning, you cannot buff that out with 3 souls. So that's why I put souls at 1. Just to make it a lot less generic. And only give it to Dark Magician, which is kind of the intended use. And now that Spiral's gone, there's not a deck that really needs to survive on this card. And yeah, like I hope you get to see where I'm going with the whole Jet Synchron Souls tuning point, but I really think it's a strong thing to do. It's maybe a little bit too complicated for a Banlist, sure. Go on. Come on. Diagram's at 1. Dynamite Knight's at 1. Return is at 1. It's 1 masterpiece, boys. It's one masterpiece. It's only 1. Will this card come back? Probably never. Is that a good thing? Probably. In my opinion, can it be at just 1? Just 1? Sure. Come on. It's 1 masterpiece. You can auto masterpiece. And we're not getting, Vietnam flashbacks of 3 masterpiece with 3 diagram. It's just 1 masterpiece. That's all. And Harp Horror at 1. Hitting Bubble. Definitely, Orcus needs another boost. We already have the gear, so unbanning Harp Horror definitely makes the deck more able to combo turn 1 and play turn 2 without Babel. So this is kind of fair. I definitely think that the trade-off of 0 Babel, 1 Harp Horror is, 57% favored for more fair play. So bringing this card to 1 after banning Babel is fine. We have Oviraptor Dinos is an amazing deck. It has been for a while. It's seen so many competitive play since the unbanning of, or the unlimiting of Miscellaneosaurus, which is an insane card. And we can just put that card back, or we can hit the consistency. This is not the only Dino card that we'll be hitting. There's one more, which will come up later. But yeah, just hitting the general consistency. The deck already is playing 3 Extravagance, 3 Fossil Deck, 3 Oviraptor. It's too much, in my opinion. This deck has been here for so long, and it's time to go. This is a toss-up. I'm not limiting both. A lot of people have been saying Meltdown needs to be at 1, but I do not think Meltdown at 1 will do anything. There are 2 options to go. Invoked needs a touch. It's been here for like 4 years. I've summoned Alistair for 4 years now, and it's just too good. So here are both sides of the coin. Limiting Alistair makes pure invoked like kind of not be a deck anymore, and it weakens the discard Alistair play. So definitely limiting Alistair kind of kills the invoked part, but it's still a deck and an archetype you can use. You still have your 3 Magical Meltdown. You still have your Alistair access, but it can be stopped easier, and it kind of makes you more dependent to actually draw those cards instead of just the 7 Alistairs that we're used to. Other side of the coin is 1 Invocation, because one thing I think that will happen after hitting the major decks is Shadow Invoked will make a return, and hitting Invocation makes the most sense in that deck, because Invocation, besides being an invoked card, it's also just a fusion card. Quite generic, because it's only from the hand. And putting that card to 1 is definitely a good option, because then you still let the invoked archetype live, but you kinda, give it a critical spot by DD crowing the Invocation. And it also makes the more generic part of invoked a little bit less likely. And Ashing Alistair will finally be good again. So one of these cards to 1, or maybe Meltdown. I'm not sure on the Meltdown part. Definitely one of these. And we're on to the fusions. Here's Winda at 1. Reason for that is Winda is just insanely strong. A lot of people have been comparing it to Colossus lately. Why is Winda at 3 and Colossus at 0? Well, with Winda at 1, you can out it, and it will not return, except with the trap maybe, but that's a trap card. So putting Winda at 1 definitely makes trapping your opponent with a Winda. It's still viable, still a viable deck. It's still good. You still have your 3 constructs, but there is never a second Winda, because that's the worst thing. You just start playing your turn, kick over 1 Winda, then make another, end your turn. In their turn, they can just link it away, make the 3rd Winda, maybe if they're playing 3, But, there's no reason there should be 3 El Shadow Winda. At this point in the game, this card is just too good. Talking about cards that are just too good, another spicy take is Colossus. Winda is straight up a better Colossus, definitely this format. There's no reason this card should still be at 0. Please, Konami, make Pure Thunder Dragons viable and fun again. And bring back Colossus to 1. 1 is fine. We will not see the degenerate combo decks, because we are already missing Agripane. We are missing the dangers. Putting this card back to 1 just makes Pure Thunder so much more fun. And I do not care what you guys saying. This card is so much fun. I really, really love this card. I really want it back. Kind of biased, but in my honest opinion, what is gonna stop your Orcus deck, your Eldritch deck? It's not gonna stop anything. Just Eldritch outs this with their main monster. And what's it called? The Adam Scepter deck doesn't even add. So there's a limit to the Salamangreat deck. There are 2 hits on this list for Salamangreat. Getting Banlist to 1 will definitely stop there, turn 1 combo, summoning, what's it called, Lady Debug, adding Gazelle, making Banlist, adding Field Spell, relinking for Banlist, triggering Gazelle. This card at 1, in my opinion, is a really good thing to do, because then, you're only having to play it through 1 Banlist. Salamangreat has less recovery options and less protective options, which is fine. The deck has been around for too long, in my opinion. I do not want to kill it. I just want to hurt it, like that it's in a better place to duel against. Because if you're fighting against Rage Roar already, and you cannot even out their Wolf on the field after attacking over it twice, and honestly, what are you? Or once, then at least the next turn they cannot have another ratings. So here is the first spell fossil deck consistency for dinos. Baby, this is too much. After already hitting Oviraptor, but I'm kind of done with dinos, and Fossil Dig has been around for long enough. And the last card here is quite a controversial one as well, Spoke of Judgment. I am 100% convinced that this card will do nothing except adding cards in the end phase, which is literally its effect. And if you think adding cards in the end phase is really, really good, why is multi-roll at 1? Why was it ever released anyway? There's no reason for this card to be banned anymore. Let's just try it out. And if it's really broken, I apologize, and I will write a 12-page essay on why this card is broken. Let's go to semi-limited. There's a lot of cards on here as well. Thank Jobs 2. People love this card. This card is fun and fair, and you just put it back. My Scepter deck will die more, but that's fine. Trident 2. Trident is at 1 now, and the deck does nothing. It's good, but it's not good enough. 2 Trident, 0 Blood Pool, maybe 3 Trident, 0 Blood Pool. It's fine. Just never let Blood Pool return. That's all I'm asking. Hyrule lives to 2, more consistency to Heroes, which is a deck that does nothing. Signet Mining to 2, a little bit of a consistency tap to Salamangreat. This card is just too good for that deck. It's almost better than Circle in a certain kind of way. Putting this at 2 is fine, in my opinion. Resort to 2, Spiral is officially dead as long as we leave Master Plan banned, so Spiral Resort to 2 doesn't even matter. Barrage to 2, Zodiac just does not do enough, so Trident to 2, Barrage to 2. I'm pretty sure that after that we could just put them all at 3 and Zoo will be a good deck, but what's like new, you know? Honestly. Is Barrage at 2, Trident at 2 still as strong as Adamant Scepter even after Block Dragon? It's not. It's just not. Onto the Unlimited. There are a lot of cards on here, and people have been saying I was biased on this part. I am. It's 0 to 3. So, what is Burning Abyss going to do? The list that are, that got second at the YCS is playing 5 BA cards. BA is strong, but that's now mostly because of Cherubini. And pure BA is a deck that we have not seen in such a long while. Putting Seer and Gruff to 3, honestly, is gonna make a difference. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be the best deck. No, what is it going to do? Are you gonna special summon 4 BAs to make Apollosa? Turn 1? It doesn't matter. Like, really, really, really think about it. Really think about it. Doesn't matter if these cards are at 3. Infinity Arc into 3, this card could have been back for quite a while, or we were expecting it because it was released in OTS Tournament Pack 2. And yeah, it's just still at 1 for no reason. Let this card come back, do the fun Infinity combos that are not as good as all the combos we've known today, so honestly, what's the point? Level Eater to 3, but it has an errata on the OCG, and we always get those erratas just way later, just errata discard. The new effect is the entire effect is still the same, except that there's one more line that it cannot be used as a link material, and the card is fine. Don't do anything about it. Just errata it, let it come back to 3, it will not do anything. Here we have Morphing Charge cleaning up the ban list. No reason for this card to be on the list anymore. Tour Guide to 3, it's already at 2, just get it to 3. Maybe this is too much with Gruff and Seer 3. But I just want to set Fire Lake, so maybe that's biased. Maybe it can just go to 3. Yato Garazu, clean up the ban list. This card does nothing. Unicorn to 3, we already banned Herald. There is no reason for this card to be at 1. Just give Necros a lot of, more support. It's really good to have this card on the field, but it's also good to have to discard this card and give them the option to do that. That's all I'm asking. Ancient Fairy Dragon, also errata in the OCG, also bring it back to 3 errata. The errata is that you can only use one of the effects per turn, making this card extremely fair and kind of more flexible. This card could just be at 3. Couple of last cards with Pantheism of the Monarchs. All these cards are slowly going back to 3, not doing anything. In my opinion, Ether was way more broken than Pantheism anyway, and it's a 3, so just get this card to 3, clean up the ban list. Last card is Sekka's Light. Kind of biased, so oh my god, I just realized what I've done. I put Seer and Graph and Turret to 3 and also Sekka's Light. This card, in my opinion, not even for Burning Abyss. It just makes deck building so much more fun having this option. It's not even Burning Abyss. It's like combo Thunder Dragon, maybe even Adamant Scepter, super heavy Murmel, stuff like that. And this card at 3 will definitely enable a lot more fun. I just miss it. Like, I understand we cannot have grass at 3, but why bad Second Slide? So, after quite a long list, these are so many cards. Here's the overview once more. There were a couple of things I have been debating about, like, Jet Synchron 1, maybe 0. And Nibiru has been seen play in, like, every deck in the main deck. But do we ban it, or is it just necessary and, there are no more cards like that? What's your opinion? Do you like my list? Do you agree with it? Do you hate Colossus and Masterpiece? If you do, leave a comment down below. Do you have any cards I missed? Because I probably missed some, because even if this is a big list, but, I can understand it if you want, like, cards like there could be only one or anti-spell on there as well, but I am, this is what I made up with friends. It's quite excessive. It's so much, probably not even 15% will make it on the actual list. And if it does, then, hey, points to me, I guess. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below on what you thought of it. Do you agree with me? Am I stupid? Or am I totally right? And Yu-Gi-Oh! God. Let me know in the comment section down below, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.